If you have been following me on X, you've probably seen me going off on the CEO of Indigo Trader Funding for denying my $27,000 payout. Indigo was one of the prop firms involved in my live YouTube challenge documentary. But denying payouts was just the tip of the iceberg. What actually went down was much worse. The company basically announced it was getting shut down, and in their minds, that made it okay to steal all of our profits. A couple of days later, my trading account disappeared. Their website vanished, and the CEO seemed to have fallen off the face of the earth. I don't know how they handle things in the UK, but this was way too sketchy even by UK standards. So I started digging into Indigo's company records. And let me tell you this, I wish I hadn't. They faked, forged, and outright stole just about everything they could. And what's worse, they didn't even bother trying to cover it up. If you're wondering why the prop industry has turned into such a mess lately, this is a prime example. This whole fiasco finally made me admit that the prop trading world has gotten seriously shady. Let's unravel this tangled web, starting with the man behind the wheel, Lucas Thomas, the CEO of Indigo Trader Funding. According to his own words, Lucas struggled for 3 years as a prop trader before hitting 6 figures in payouts. That's actually pretty impressive. Good for him, right? He goes on saying that prop firms can often feel very opaque because of their misleading marketing tactics, lack of transparency, and exploiting gaps in the lack of regulation. Oh, the irony. That's exactly what his company is being accused of. Reading this now, it feels like Lucas was giving us a preview of his own shady tactics in this so-called founder statement. One part really stood out to me: exploiting gaps in the lack of regulation. That's exactly what came to mind when I woke up on August 14th to an email from Indigo that said, "We, the majority of directors, have applied to have this company struck off the register." It was effective immediately, and just a couple of days later, my account vanished from their portal. No warning, no grace period, nothing. They just pulled the plug. And when I tried to withdraw my funds, they straight up denied it. My account went from having $27,000 in profits on August 14th to $33,000 on August 18th. And then, poof, it was all gone. That's the worst feeling a trader can experience. I need to remind you, when Indigo and other prop firms reached out to participate in my live challenge video, I welcomed everyone with one simple rule. They had to guarantee my payouts. I mean, that's not even a rule really, that's just how prop trading is supposed to work. But clearly, this wasn't in Lucas's playbook. So, I took the matter to X. Shortly after, Indigo's website went offline. Someone on X shared a reply from Indigo support saying, "We are unable to provide clarity." How ironic, right? Another user shared a wallet address, claiming it was the same one Indigo used to pay him not too long ago. At one point, that wallet had $440,000 in it, but now it was down to $60,000. Were they paying traders? It sure didn't seem like it. Some people were so angry they even threatened to dox Lucas's address if he didn't respond to their requests. Meanwhile, Lucas stayed silent for a solid week until I mentioned the wallet. Then suddenly he resurfaced. This is the CEO of a supposedly up-and-coming prop firm with fake reviews praising him as a workaholic who's always available. His firm is sinking, people are lining up for their payouts, and his only concern? The wallet. Lucas claimed the wallet didn't belong to Indigo. Seems like the guy who shared the wallet address messed up and posted an address belonging to an exchange instead. Now that you are here, Lucas, how about paying those traders their late payouts? Oh, you know, we don't operate the support. We don't operate the KYC. We don't have decisions regarding payouts. So what exactly do you do as a CEO of a prop firm? I'll give Lucas credit for one thing though. He knew exactly what prop firm CEOs do in these situations. They exploit gaps in the lack of regulation. Who says you have to pay anyone when you can just claim their accounts were breached? Check out this hilarious email they sent me after denying my payout. We find ourselves unable to continue supporting your current trading approach. The inherent risk associated with your strategy poses challenges to the overall financial stability of our firm. Unfortunately, your trading strategy falls outside the risk parameters that we can accommodate. This decision is not a reflection of your trading abilities, but is solely based on the financial considerations of our firm. I've got to ask, what are you guys smoking over there at Indigo? Are you seriously claiming that my trading strategy broke your firm? You can't pay me because I'm a threat to your financial stability? What does that even mean? To me, this sounds like a bunch of nonsense. They couldn't find any rule I had broken. My risk management is the same across all my accounts, and they're all fine. I get regular payouts from every other firm I trade with. The problem isn't me or any other of the traders they stiffed. The only thing I actually understood from that email was this: if you fail, we would love to have you around to keep buying more challenges and failing. But the second you start making real money, you're suddenly a liability and we reserve the right to shut you down without paying you a dime. That email screamed scam to me. After getting that ridiculous response, things became personal. I had to dig deeper. So, check this out. We're on the UK Government Services website and here it is. Indigo Trader Funding Limited, incorporated on December 27th, 2023. And listed as a one-person company in the UK. The only employee or person with significant control is Lucas Aaron Thomas. So Lucas isn't just the CEO, he's the entire company. The office address he is using is fake. It's been passed around by dozens of other fake corporations. And when I looked at the company's certificate of incorporation, I found this gem. The statement of capital shows the entire capital of the company is £1 British. That's wild. No offices, no employees, no equipment, no intention of paying anyone. Not even a company account to cover basic costs like subscriptions and domain fees. It's clear that Lucas is running this whole operation out of his bedroom. Of course, the UK does not require a minimum amount of capital to start a private limited company. So a company can be established with as little as £1 as the initial share capital. But I have never seen this in a prop firm before, mainly since prop firms are built on customer confidence. And this is the exact opposite of that. And to top it off, Indigo hasn't been struck off yet. It will be dissolved in 2 months from the date of filing, which was August 20th. But of course, Lucas chose to leave out this key piece of information and planned his move so that it seemed like the decision has already been made. Also, I need to say this. For the person trying to dox Lucas's address, sorry, but that's just another fake address. You're putting innocent people at risk. The owners of that house have nothing to do with this story. Lucas is just a con artist stealing other people's addresses. One of the weirdest parts of this whole thing was discovering all these fake profiles of Lucas Thomas. All of them are traders who invested in Bitcoin at some point. All of them have similar bias, created around the same time and using profile pictures that were super sketchy and obviously fake. Here's what I'm certain of. All these fake profiles were made around the same time Lucas set up his first trading company, Thomas Forex Trading Limited, incorporated on August 13, 2021. It's a classic case of social media flooding. The goal is to flood search engines with these fake profiles so that the real account gets buried in the search results. Lucas used this trick to obscure his real identity, basically hiding in plain sight. And wouldn't you know it, all those fake accounts stopped posting around the same time he kicked off his new scam, Indigo Trader Funding. I've got to say, this isn't the first time a prop firm has pulled the rug. We've seen it happen over and over again. But most of these firms actually did right by their traders and kept releasing payouts until the very end. Almost all of them closed down due to Meta quotes cracking down on brokers who allowed prop trading on their MetaTrader servers. The most recent casualty was 8cap. Now, any prop firm associated with 8cap will eventually close, and the same goes for those using prop trade text technology. Is this what happened with Indigo too? I can't really tell. What I know is there weren't any official ties between 8cap and Indigo. Of course, the misleading marketing tactics and the lack of transparency are the only strategies at play here. So who really knows? I don't know about you, but I think people like Lucas will continue defrauding traders like this because they know they can get away with it. And you need to keep this in mind. Since more than 70% of all retail traders consistently fail, prop firms will continue making money by betting against their own traders, essentially selling air in a bottle called challenges. Sure, they'll pay some of the smaller traders, but if you start making real money, they'll always find a reason not to pay you. I've managed a lot of prop accounts with various firms over the years. And if you ask me what are the best firms, I will tell you this. The best firms are either already established in the industry or they are private firms. The only prop firm I've never had issues with since I started prop trading was a private firm trading an A-book account. I believe this is the future of the industry. More firms will opt for this business model, siding with the traders, not against them. And since private firms keep the operations invite only, they will always search for quality traders like floor traders back in the day. Challenges will be harder, but payouts will be guaranteed. And since I'm already max allocated on all these established firms, I might go private one more time in the future. We'll see about that. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy and safe trading.